to know just how mesmerizing she is, when she finally made her way to where the rest of the cast was, heads were turning, necks were breaking, jaws were on the floor, and Andile was in love. She is the type of woman whom other women want to be her and men want to be with her. Thing about her, about Zari, if you don't know who you are as a woman and you are around her, you're going to be very intimidated about her. And by the, it's not that she is intimidating, it is people who are intimidated by her. Two very different things. Two very different things. At some point she had a tete-a-tete with Tubaba, and obviously Annie felt some type of way about it. And Annie, thinking that she could body shame Zari. How do you think you're going to body shame Zari? How? Like, you must not have gotten the memo. You think you're going to body shame Zari? Please, like. You must be really idle with your life, but you do not make yourself feel better by putting another woman down. And in true Zari fashion, Zari had the comeback of comeback. She's like, you know what? They cheat with the opposite. Exactly. With that, with Zari, is she does not have to tell anyone who she is. She does not have to remind you who she is, but she carries herself how she wants to be addressed. And that's the thing about femininity. In femininity, you don't talk about it, you be about it. I know women out here, myself included, we found ourselves in instances where we want to almost defend our position. We almost want to remind people verbally who we are, what we are about. But we forget that our actions, our aura should be the ones to supersede us. All right, you should not be telling somebody you're feminine. Just carry yourself as a feminine woman. You should not be telling somebody you're a goddess. Just carry yourself as a goddess. You should not be telling somebody you are regal. Carry yourself as a queen. Because the moment you have to keep reminding people who you are and what you're about, it's almost as though even you yourself are not confident and self-assured in who you are and what you are about. Hi there and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're a returning subscriber, karibu. And for all the new subscribers, welcome to this fun side of life. And if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly do, all right? So today we are analyzing my all-time favorite cast on Young, Famous and African, and it's none other than Zari. Oh, this lady, this woman, this regal goddess of a woman. Yani, you'll get to realize why she's my favorite. She has this aura about her that's so mesmerizing, that's so otherworld. Like, she's human obviously, but there's just something about her that it just sucks you in and you're just glued. And just go back to season 1 when she made her entrance into the program, into the series, and it was Diamond hosting the Arabian Nights, all right? And so there was just this figure floating in a white silk kaftan, and before we even got to see who it was, I just saw this figure floating and I was like, oh, who's that girl? And then when I finally saw the face, I was like, oh, she has graced us with her beauty. She has graced us with her presence. There's just something about her. And for you to know just how mesmerizing she is, when she finally made her way to where the rest of the cast was, heads were turning, necks were breaking, jaws were on the floor, and Andile was in love. Andile. That guy, he's just, anyway, just don't fault me. There's just something about him, and I love how he reacts. And for you to mesmerize Andile, yani you must be on another level. And the thing about Zari is she is so confident in who she is, in what she is, and she didn't need to talk. She didn't need to say anything. She didn't even need to announce her presence. Her aura, her energy just announces her. And that's the thing about her. And that's why I'm saying she has this regal goddess vibe about her. I think a queen must be able to tap into her masculine. And that's what Zari has been able to do, to be able to run her businesses and to be able to have all those businesses that she has. And so the regality that I find with Zari is in the air of importance that she carries, the air of knowing her business and minding her business. Regality for me in Zari is that she's a boss lady, so she's a woman about her business. She knows what she wants, she goes for it, and she makes the bucks for it. All right. And the thing again is that she has this air of importance. Even if you don't know who she is, trust me, you'll want to find out who she is. That her regalness introduces her before she even says anything. Then the goddess bit about her is that there's something otherworldly about her. I mean, she's human, obviously, but there's something so otherworldly about her. Her aura is so, she's ultra feminine, actually extremely feminine. And so that otherworldliness about her, it's like she has this energy, she has this thing about her that you can't quite place your finger on it. And that's the femininity thing about her, about Zari. If you don't know who you are as a woman and you are around her, you're going to be very intimidated about her. She is the type of woman whom other women want to be her and men want to be with her. Let me explain. Women want to be her in the sense that there's just this aura about her. There's something very intangible about her that we all wish we could have. Her confidence, her charisma, her femininity. There's just, she's just, I even lack words to explain her. And if you want to see just how intimidating she can be, and by the way, it's not that she is intimidating, it is people who are intimidated by her. Two very different things. At some point she had a tete-a-tete with Tubaba, and obviously Annie felt some type of way about it. And Annie, thinking that she could body shame Zari. How do you think you're going to body shame Zari? How? Like, you must not have gotten the memo. You think you're going to body shame Zari? Please, like, you must be really idle with your life. So anyway, so Annie decides to confront Zari at some point. That was in season 1, and telling her, of course, that she's not comfortable with how she interacted with Tubaba. First of all, if a man wants to cheat, if a man wants to step out, he's going to do exactly that. It doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how you dress, doesn't matter. If he wants, a man will do what he wants to do. Anyway, I digress. So Annie thought she was going to body shame Zari, and she's like, you know what, Tubaba prefers slimmer ladies, slender like her. And by the way, Annie is very beautiful. We are not taking that away from her. But you do not make yourself feel better by putting another woman down. And in true Zari fashion, Zari had the comeback of comeback. She's like, you know what? They cheat with the opposite. Exactly. Just because you think he likes them slim and slender, or because you think he likes a particular type, they often always want to try the different type of sauce. And it is what it is. I did not write the rules. Maybe go ask men why they do that. But anyway, so Zari had a comeback for it, and of course put Annie in her place. And I mean, Zari can't bag any man. Like, really, she's not that desperate to go for Tubaba. Tubaba, who has a record from here to Timbuktu. I digress. You'll have to watch my previous video to where I analyzed Annie to just see her mentality and just how she has a self-esteem issue, and she's just projecting it on Zari in this instance. If there's something I love about Zari outside of Young, Famous and African, is she is the epitome of hypergamy. However, I must, before I even go to explain, I kind of feel like her current husband, she married down. That's what I feel. She has been hypergamous all through. I mean, just look at her first husband, look at her baby daddy Diamond. She has been hypergamous. So she clearly knows how to marry well, and she clearly knows how to have babies with the right people. Anyhow, but with the current husband, I don't know what. Anyway, we'll analyze that a little later. So if there's something that Zari knows how to do, is to marry well and to have babies with the right person. And I think that's where as women we lose the plot when it comes to marriage and coupling and choosing a mate. Yes, love is important, but love should not be the first thing you should be looking for. That's what I feel. Of course, the man should love you more than you love them. Of course, the man should be enamored by you more than you are enamored by them. But I think women, we sell ourselves short by falling in love first rather than checking, does this man tick certain boxes? For instance, do you have the same value system? Is he a provider? Okay, does he take care of himself and you? And so we are so quick to say, oh, I'm in love. Love doesn't pay the bills. But if there's something my mom told me, mommy, love does not pay the bills. And true, love does not pay the bills. And you see, as women, we can always learn to fall in love with someone. That's what I feel. I know I'm of a different mindset. And by the way, personally, I can very well do arranged marriages. The one, what do you call them? The one that Indians and Arabs do. I can perfectly. Arranged marriages, you literally have the CV of the guy, yeah? You already know how much he earns, what he does, his earning potential. You already know if there are any illnesses. You already know the type of family he comes in. That is, for me, the best way to marry, arranged marriages. But anyway, then you can learn to love somebody as you go along. So Zari is the epitome of hypergamy. Again, say for the fact that she's currently hypogamous, and I'll mention that. I'll talk about that a little later. So Zari is the epitome of hypergamy in the sense that, look at who her first husband is. The first husband basically set her up for life. Her kids by the first husband will never have to struggle. Look at who she ended up having kids with, her baby daddy, Diamond. Again, if you even look at the women that Diamond has kids with, because he has the kids with Tanasha. He has kids with Tanasha Donna, the Kenyan, Tanasha Donna, and he also has kids with Hamisa Mobeto. If you want to realize just how highly Diamond thinks of Zari, you can quite literally rank them. Zari is, of course, at the top, then Tanasha, then Hamisa, all right? And you can even see that how Diamond treats the kids, which is very unfortunate. How Diamond treats the kids is how he feels about the women. And I know there are men who do this. They treat their kids how they feel about the women, particularly men who have many baby mamas, right? So anyhow, so you find that Zari, obviously, if you look at all of Diamond's baby mamas, is at the top, okay? And it shows you just how impactful she has been to him. And again, Diamond obviously is younger than him. So there's that element. You would expect to a degree that because she's older than him, you would expect that she would mother him, but no. She's not about that life. And you see, that's where we get it wrong, actually, as ladies. We tend to mother our men. We tend to mother them, coddle them. And you see, the moment you start mothering your husband or your spouse or your significant other, your man, they're never going to see you as a goddess. They'll basically just, how do you treat your mother? How do you treat your mother? It's very different from how you treat a queen. It's very different from how you treat a goddess. And so in as much as Zari is older than Diamond, she did not coddle him. She did not treat him she did not mother him. She still remained as a regal goddess. And that's why I feel she has been quite impactful. The other thing is that in as much as Diamond is obviously well-mannered, well-known, famous, and all these other things, that does not fit Zari. She is the goddess. And nothing goes above the goddess. So it does not matter whether you're the king of Brunasia or the king of wherever. A goddess is a goddess is a goddess. And the goddess is at the top. Then royalty comes after. All right, that with Zari is she does not have to tell anyone who she is. She does not have to remind you who she is, but she carries herself how she wants to be addressed. And that's the thing about femininity. In femininity, you don't talk about it, you be about it. I know women out here, myself included, we found ourselves in instances where we want to almost defend our position. We almost want to remind people verbally who we are, what we are about. But we forget that our actions, our aura should be the ones to supersede us. All right, you should not be telling somebody you're feminine. Just carry yourself as a feminine woman. You should not be telling somebody you're a goddess. Just carry yourself as a goddess. You should not be telling somebody you are regal. Carry yourself as a queen. Because the moment you have to keep reminding people who you are and what you're about, it's almost as though even you yourself are not confident and self-assured in who you are and what you are about. So basically, you trying to tell people who you are and what you're about is like you are self-soothing and you're trying to affirm yourself. That is something you should be telling yourself in front of the mirror. You shouldn't be telling people about it. Just the moment you wake up regal, wake up as a goddess. The moment you leave your house, Leave your house regal and as a goddess. The moment you're interacting, even outside of interacting with people, even when you are with yourself, by yourself, treat yourself as a goddess. Treat yourself as a queen. You don't need to announce it to anybody. And that's the thing I love about Zari. Zari, for me, I could literally take hours just studying her. Obviously, she's not perfect. She's human, all right? And that goes without saying. But at the same time, even in her humanity, there's a lot of divinity to her. And why do we worship divinity? Whichever religion you come from, why do we worship divinity? Because, excuse me, there's something otherworldly about them. There's something intangible about them. All right? And so the lesson I will take out of looking at Zari is know who you are and make no apologies about it. Take your time to nurture who you are. And like I said a little earlier, she reminds me of Beyonce. For me, by the way, she's the equivalent of Beyonce. Of course, both of them are in different artistic industries. But the aura that they walk with, how they carry themselves, is the same vibe for me. All right? And so I feel that as women, there's a lot we can learn from her. Now, let me briefly mention her current husband. It's unfortunate, but I honestly feel that on this one, she was hypogamous, and she knows it. There's an interview I was watching. She had just landed in Tanzania, and the media obviously was there, and they were interviewing her, and they were asking her, why was your wedding secret? And she went on defending her position, and she was like, they will say that I'm the one who paid for the wedding. Already, if people perceive you a certain way, chances are that they are right on the mark on most instances. And so, number one, again, the current husband is younger than her. Number two, he's not as wealthy as her. So obviously, she has married down. Number three, he's not as famous as her. So again, she has married down. And I kind of feel she has sold herself short. I'm genuinely curious why that is the case. It could be that maybe this time round she's marrying, truly, genuinely marrying for love. And again, I'm not saying that she did not love Diamond. I'm not saying she did not love her first husband. But maybe this time round she's genuinely in love. Could be that. Because I don't think she would risk the bag if it wasn't for love. So maybe also there's a lesson to be learned there. The thing about love is that you'll find yourself overlooking somebody's faults rather. You'll find yourself overlooking what your standards are. You'll find yourself selling yourself short. And that's what I feel Zari has done in this instance. All right? Of course, I wish her the best. I don't know how long the marriage is going to last. I don't know that she's going to end up having kids with him. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I genuinely wish her the best. But that said, I honestly feel that she undersold herself this time round. Being the queen of hypergamy to me, or being the epitome of hypergamy to me, means being always taken care of. And the thing with hypergamy is that you're marrying somebody either of the same level or higher. And most of the time, women tend to marry men who are of a higher status than them. And it does not necessarily mean that the man has to be a millionaire. It has nothing to do with that. It just means that their net worth and their earning capability is generally higher than yours. And it's so important because, you see, as women, we bear the highest risk of sex, of childbearing, and of child rearing. And so it's important for us that who we choose to partner with should be able to guarantee us security, emotional security, physical security, and even more importantly, financial security. Because kids need money. I mean, I know there's this song that Kenyan song that Sauti Sol sang, that the baby comes with their own plate. Mtoto hakuji na sahani yake. You are the one to get the plate, you're the one to fill the plate. So this whole idea of a baby comes with their own plate, no. You have to be able to provide for your child. And so part of us as women coupling or choosing a mate, we should and must actually see their earning potential. Because yes, I know we are born in under different circumstances, and circumstances change sometimes. But honestly, it's wrong and it's a disservice to kids to bring them into poverty. That's what I feel. That's what I genuinely, and I know it will sound elitist. I know it does sound elitist, but why would you want to perpetuate poverty as a woman? Why? Why would you want your kids to go through the same thing you went through? At the very least, every generation should better themselves. And part of how women ensure that every generation betters themselves is to ensure the type of man that you're marrying is of a better caliber than even your father. We're not trying again to shame fathers, but you're trying to ensure that your kids at the very least get what you did not get. Your kids get to experience things you did not experience. Your kids get to see things that you did not get to see. Your kids get to view the world in ways that you did not view the world. Your kids get to basically live your wildest dreams. And one of the best ways to do that is to ensure that you are hypergamous, all right? And so the thing with hypergamy, I feel, is a lost art for two reasons. Feminism came in and lied to us women. Again, I don't consider myself a feminist, by the way. I have to throw that out there. I do not consider myself a feminist. And I know feminism had the best of intentions initially, but they lost the plot at some point. But anyway, so women went into the workplace, and at some point it got to a point, and again, I do believe that we are equal to men in dignity as humans. But that's where it ends. Because ultimately you find that we are built very differently. We are wired very differently. You have very different capabilities and capacities. And there are certain things, no matter how hard you want to prove yourself, as a woman that you can do what a man does, let's be honest, there are certain things we are not wired to do. Their testosterone allows them to do certain things that we are not able to do. Their strength, even by the way, when you even look at a woman and a man who are at the same weight, by virtue of the fact that the man has testosterone, they're able to do so much more by virtue of that testosterone. So why would we as women then subject ourselves to doing certain things? No, that can never be me. But anyhow, so it's important for women to be hypergamous, if for nothing else, for our children, because we owe it to ourselves and to our children to give them better than what we had. And so I know love is important, but honestly, should not be the first thing you should be looking at. It should be like number 5. It should be like number 5. Look at, for me, what I would say, and not necessarily in any particular order, but number 1, a man's earning capability and capacity is very, very important. Number 2, how does he treat you? Does he treat you respectfully? Okay. Number 3, what are the values that he has? Are they aligned to yours? Those are more important than love. You can learn to love somebody afterwards. But this business, I'm in love, love does not pay bills. Love does not pay bills. And so women, we have to learn to be hypergamous. And it's unfortunate in this day and age that the art of hypergamy is getting lost. Because women are being referred to as gold diggers. They want to shame us into thinking we are gold diggers. We are not gold diggers. First of all, show me the gold mine that you're telling me I'm digging. And second of all, have you seen my nails? I'm not about to dig any gold. Excuse you. Anyhow. So they want to shame us into calling us gold diggers. But the men who call women gold diggers are actually working against their own nature. Because a man who truly knows who he is as a man knows that it is his duty to work hard and to provide for his legacy. It is his duty to ensure that his wife and his kids are well taken care of. It is his duty to ensure that his wife is well rested, to be able to take care of herself, to maintain herself, because we have to be trophy wives. That's what I feel, yeah? To be able to take care of her kids, to be able to maintain the home, and whether she chooses to work or not, whether she chooses to be a part-time worker or not, it's upon her. Because ultimately, for me, I feel that the whole idea of feminism is choices. That a woman has the choice. You have the choice to either work full-time or part-time, or to stay home. But you see, if you do not have a man who provides for you, then you do not have an option. You must go to work, all right? And I know people are going to come, this economy, that. The economy will always be a turmoil at any one point in society. So let's not use that as an excuse. So hypergamy is something that I feel more women should be able to bring back for the survival of our species, let's be honest. Because the longer we go on shaming women by calling them gold diggers, is the more we are forcing men into their feminine. And that is going to basically just take our whole society downwards. So anyhow, so Zari for me exemplifies hypergamy. But at the same time, with her current marriage, she exemplifies hypogamy. So I guess there's a lot to learn from her. We get to learn how to marry well, how to have babies with the right man. At the same time, we get to learn what not to do. But anyway, the jury is still out about how her marriage is going to go on. So I wish her the best, but please watch out for her. I love how she dresses. I love how she carries herself. I love her aura. I love her clapbacks. I just love everything about her. What's not to love about her? Like, she's my... When I grow up, I want to be Zari. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Yeah, there's a lot to learn from her. There's a lot of takeaways that you can get from her. So until next time, keep shining, keep smiling, and I'll see you. Toodles.